Hi, I'm Dandy, and today I thought I'd show off this little gadget here called Dungeon Quest. This is a short series of dungeon crawling RPGs kinda close to the mystery dungeon games. It's much closer to the Tornico or Shiren the Wanderer sub-series in that franchise than the Pokemon mystery dungeon games though. So on the outside here you can see we have 3 buttons, A, B, and C. A is generally used for confirm here. We have the reset button, which I'll be pressing shortly, and then the directional buttons, up, down, left, right. On the back we have the plugs that you can use to connect 2 devices so that they can touch these metal connectors here. And then the battery compartment, the speaker. The battery is a CR2032 in these, which is very convenient. I really hate it when things take the LR44s. So I will pop down the reset button, start her over, get a fresh clean break. And then here we are at the clock setting. Up and down will change the hour. And left and right will change the minute. It's a little after 8. We'll set it. Here's a flash of the first game. There's the second game. And now here we are on the third game, the third chapter in the Dungeon Quest series. Ascent of Eiji. Each chapter isn't really connected until the very end. There are 6 chapters in this series, and the 6th one sees all 5 of the previous heroes kinda coming together. So here we are on the first floor. Here we are. So on the left, you will always see this little guy. He walks in the same direction that you're kind of pushing the buttons. Takes up a lot of the screen, so I'm not a huge fan. I do kind of like being able to see my character at all times. This does have 8 directional inputs. You can move diagonally, though it is a little finicky. You just kind of wander around the dungeon, looking for monsters. There we go, there's a monster. So to attack, you hit the A button. Sometimes they dodge, sometimes you dodge. It all depends on your defense scores. There, we defeated him. So we got 1 experience point. There's a treasure chest. You can open those for items. Another monster. Now it's a feature I really like in this is the ability to kind of turn. So you can see what's in front of you. So if I face the monster, I'll be looking at him. So I'm not wasting my attacks, because if you whiff and just attack the air, it will count as a full turn. It's an easy way to die on the higher levels if you're not careful. What we're doing is looking for these stairs that you see right here. That'll take us to the next level. Second floor. Dropped a chest. Book. Oh, these are some of my favorite monsters. They're called Afrunky, like afro and funky and monkey all together in one. And there we go, I died. So you don't have a lot of hit points to start off. It's really easy to die. I think the furthest I've ever made it was floor 26. And at that point in the game, there were just so many traps all over the floor. There were insanely strong monsters that would attack from 3 tiles away, so you could barely even see them before they got you. It's definitely interesting. So let's not do that. We'll grab the chest first. See, we got money. Before I show off the menus, I need a couple more items so I can make it, truly worth our while. Each of these devices does have a unique set of monsters. You can actually capture these monsters and use them in battle, which is a cool little feature. Little Drake. There's not like a fixed amount of monsters on each floor. Like, you'll legitimately be able to wander around forever, and they will continue to respawn. So if you just want to grind experience, it's totally doable, and highly recommended if you actually want to make it to some of the later floors. Okay, so I got a couple decent items now. Stand in front of the stairs. There's a monster there for us. Nice. So that's how you access the menu. You push the C button. You have 2, 3, 4, 5 different menu windows. Now these each have different sub-windows. So here on the first one you can see we have life, 8 out of 8 hit points. If we push up, we can see our total level and experience points. Pushing down will show how much gold we have and how much lamp fuel we have. The lamp fuel is a really interesting mechanic. It goes down by 1 for each floor you climb, so if you climb too hastily without gathering more lamp fuel on each floor, you will run out and lose your game. And I have to start from the beginning, so definitely a good idea to stay on each floor for a little bit longer than you might like if you haven't found a lamp oil yet. To the left and to the right, we can see our attack and defense points. Those go up with different changes in equipment, as well as leveling up. Onto the second menu. So here's a map of the floor that we are on. Shows which floor we're on, and then the full map. This will actually get filled out with each tile you step on, so these would be full rooms, like it would look like a legitimate dungeon, not just this weird windy snake thing that you see now. Up will show our kunai, our throwing weapons. Each game has a different skin of the same throwing weapon. It's not super powerful, but it's decent because if there's an enemy that's like a block away standing behind a chest, you can still hit them. Down is the market. If you push down from here, you can sell either monsters that you've caught, and if you push up, you can go through your equipment and sell it. Selling, you don't get gold for it. You have to spend gold actually, and then send it to another one of these devices, or the mother base, which is a device that kind of collects different monsters from the series that you can send to it. So it definitely is a good thing to do, because when you do that, you get a different item in return that is often much more powerful than the one you sent out. To the left, you can see how much of each type of item we have, and the same to the right, but the other categories of items. The next one is our equipment screen. So we have our fists, and I only have the one right now. We have our shields, again only the one. Rings, I don't have any, and monster eggs to the right. I don't have any of those right now. Equipment is kind of dangerous because it's often cursed. Like, I found 50% of the equipment in this game to be pretty easily cursing me, and when it's cursed, you can't get it off. So if you have a really powerful item equipped and you try to equip something else just to see how strong it is, because items aren't identified right away, you could be hit with a cursed and then be stuck with a weak item on a really difficult floor, which is not fun if you don't have one of the items to remove a curse. On to the next screen, we have potions. And these are unidentified until you use them. These can be really dangerous. Some of them restore health, some of them remove poison, but then there's one that'll actually poison you. So if you have that and you can't heal poison, you will die very quickly. Books are kind of the same. They each have a different feature that you won't find out until you use them. There's one book that'll actually identify items though, so you can use that to identify your potions or your different books to see what they do before you just kind of risk it all. These will actually potentially cause curses, or you can use them to upgrade items sometimes. See, I don't think... You gotta guess what... There we go. So that one upgraded my weapon. And then if I get another one, it will be revealed what it is. But I'd have to find that same book again in a drop. SP is special. I don't think I've ever found any special items, so I'm not entirely sure what they are. Maybe something like when you beat the dungeon, because I think when you beat it, you get to carry over your equipment, which is really convenient. To the right are wands. These are different in each of the games as well. I know the second one uses like crystals that you can break, and then they have the same exact effects. It's just a different skin that you see here. So these do different things, generally attacks, like it'll warp you to a different spot on the floor, it'll turn a monster into a basic level slime. There we go. So yeah, that kind of just, that might actually have been the slime one, but he's already a slime, so it didn't really change anything. And then the last screen is the monster catching. If you push down, you can offer it an item, and if you push up, let me get out of this. You can offer it money to capture it. and then it turns into an egg that you can use. You can see it in our inventory. So let's see if we can use this on a monster here. Anybody? Hello? There we go. And he just kind of fights for you. A little bit, not a lot. Not a very strong monster. A lot of the times I'll capture monsters just to send them to the mother base to fulfill like kind of a Pokédex-like collection. And because it gives me a stronger item in return than what I might have had. There we go, that was not cursed. Very fortunate! Oh my gosh. Normally I get cursed really early on, which stinks. I've tried runs where I just don't equip anything as long as I can, just to avoid being cursed. Darn F-Runkies. There we go, level up. Nice. So yeah, that is the Dungeon Quest game, and I do have the packaging for this actually. Do a slow little scroll here. That's what the packaging looks like. Let's take this out. So here you see Eiji throwing one of his kunai, and you can see chapter 3. It is Ascent of Eiji. He's capturing a monster, just kind of kicking something, getting hit by a monster trap, and the Dungeon Quest logo. On the back, you have some screenshots, advertising text, and a lot of warning text. Just a ton. Here is the manual. We have the story of this particular chapter. Each one is different. This one's just kind of about his master, telling him to go train somewhere. Information, different buttons, what they do, what each menu is, talking about not running out of oil, connecting, and then here's some of the monster pictures. This is the only place that you can see these, because I haven't found them anywhere on the internet except for like some stickers that you can buy, but are horrifically overpriced, or the guidebooks for each chapter, and I've only seen the guidebook for chapter 1 on sale. I've never seen chapter 3 on sale, and the guidebook for chapter 1 is like $45, and it's like a 60-page little dinky book, so not quite worth it. Yeah, this goes up until about floor 11. There are a lot of more monsters in this particular chapter than this. And each one has completely different reskins. On the back side, show you the different fists you can get. Different shields. There are more besides this too. There are some secret ones. Lamp oil, monster egg. Each monster egg looks different in each game. So like all the monster eggs in chapter 3 here will look like this, but monster eggs in a different chapter will look different. Here's all the different potions, what they can look like, and here's all the different effects. So each run, these effects will be randomly assigned to these different potions. So this potion might be this top HP 20 up the first game that you play, but then when you reset, it might make you confused for a while. Rings, same thing. The different images and the effects up. A lot of the times these ones that cause you strength down and defense down, they will be cursed. So you might say, oh, I got a new ring, let's try it out, and you'll equip it, and then boom, you have half the defense you just did. Which is really terrible. Books are a similar story, and you can see there's like, that'll increase the attack of your weapons, the defense of your shields. This, I think, removes a curse. This causes a curse. This will reveal the entire floor map. This will identify an item. I don't remember what this one does. Rods, very similar. We have a lightning attack, a sleep attack. This like swaps places. This like makes a monster shoot away, confuses a monster, turns him into a slime. Pretty basic stuff. Battery warning. And then back to the main page. So yeah, that's Dungeon Quest. Has a little screensaver when you're not playing it after a few minutes. It's a cute little series. I really like it, and I hope to collect the rest of them. Right now, I only have chapters 2, 3, and 5, and I have chapter 1 on order, which I just recently got. So I'll probably be showing the differences off in those in future videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun for me to explore this toy, and I'll catch you next time.